Today is the day Pokemon fans have been waiting for, as Pokemon Legends Arceus is finally here. To celebrate the release of this game, I figured we would do a video focused around the starters of this region and theorize how they went from the classic final forms we know and love to the new forms we get to be introduced to in this game. There will be images of the starters' final forms as well as discussion about their typings, so if you want to see that for yourself first, I totally respect that, but I would suggest coming back to this video after a little bit of playtime. However, there will be no spoilers outside of the 3 starters and their signature moves discussed in this video. Now, let's get into it. So, how did the 3 classic starters we know and love change into these new forms with brand new typings? We know that these new forms are not original forms, as the people of Alola claim Alolan Exeggutor to be, as the Pokemon Company has already clarified that these 3 Pokemon are not from Hisui and were brought here by the resident professor of this region, Professor Laventon. Therefore, I think each starter will have their own unique reason for evolving the way they have in this region. We are going to kick off this video by focusing on Decidueye. Let's start by looking at Pokédex entries from Alola and Hisui. According to the Alola Pokédex, it knocks its arrow quills and shoots them at opponents. When it simply can't afford to miss, it tugs the vines on its head to improve its focus. And according to the Hisuian Pokédex, the air stored inside the rakuses of Decidueye's feathers insulates the Pokemon against Hisui's extreme cold. This is firm proof that evolution can be influenced by environment. In the Alola region, Decidueye is a grass ghost-type Pokemon, however in Hisui it becomes a grass fighting Pokemon. Why? So we know that in its true form, Decidueye can be very adept at fighting and sparring from a safe distance with the use of arrows. We also know that Alola is a very warm and tropical environment. However, when it was brought to the cold and unforgiving environment of Hisui, it would have been a drastic change for this Pokemon. This Pokemon had to take on a new form that could handle the cold weather, and because of that, it lost its signature hood and gained an insulation layer used to store air and keep it warm. However, without the hood, it could no longer tighten the strings and draw the hood to help shoot from a distance. Therefore, this Pokemon would have had to adapt its fighting style. Having to fight from much closer, it would be able to make use of its powerful legs and short-range archery shots, much like it does when it uses its signature move, Triple Arrow, where it kicks first and fires 3 close-range arrows to deal damage. The insulation layer likely would give it extra padding, if you will, that could help in close-range fighting. Therefore, this Pokemon would lose the isolated and far-reaching Ghost typing and gain the Fighting type for more hand-to-hand altercations while also keeping warm with a new layer of insulation. Next up, we are going to tackle the water starter, Samurott. Let's take a look at Pokédex entries from Unova and Hisui. According to the Unova Pokédex, one swing of the sword incorporated in its armor can fell an opponent. A simple glare from one of them quiets everybody. And then, according to the Hisuian Pokédex, hard of heart and deft of blade, this rare form of Samurott is a product of the Pokemon's evolution in the region of Hisui. Its turbulent blows crash into foes like ceaseless pounding waves. Very poetic. Looking at these dex entries alone, we can see 2 very different Pokemon behaviors. In Unova, Samurott are known to be able to beat Pokemon with a single hit. They are easily able to overpower the Pokemon they encounter in this region and have no need for any extra tricks. However, almost everything we have been told about Hisui has stated that this region is extremely dangerous, the Pokemon are tough or even frenzied, and it is tough to win in this region even against wild Pokemon. I believe that these 2 dex entries prove these facts. I think that Samurott being in this region would simply not be able to beat Pokemon in one foul swoop. Samurott would have to resort to more intense and aggressive strategies. As the Hisuian dex states, when Samurott evolved here, it has to hit the opponent with turbulent blows that are akin to ceaseless waves. This behavior is demonstrated perfectly in its new signature move, Ceaseless Edge. With this new move, Samurott hits with its blades multiple times and also leaves behind shell splinters that do damage over time. This region has made Samurott have to forego any mercy it gave its opponents in the Unova region and attack multiple times with full force and leave its opponents with a lasting reminder of its hits. This new fighting style and cold-hearted nature perfectly explains why this Pokemon gained the new Dark typing. Now let's go to the final Pokemon in the trio, Typhlosion. To the Pokédex! According to the Johto Pokédex, if its rage peaks, it becomes so hot that anything that touches it will instantly go up in flames. Now, according to the Hisuian Pokédex, said to purify lost, forsaken souls with its flames and guide them to the afterlife. I believe its form has been influenced by the energy of the sacred mountain towering at Hisui Center. We are actually going to wait one moment before focusing back on the dex entries. First off, we saw in the final Legends Arceus trailer this week, released on the 25th, that at the top of Mount Coronet in the center of Hisui, there is a large and beautiful temple resting at its peak. This temple features the noble Pokemon and is known to be an ancient temple with special significance to the people of Hisui. As the Hisuian Pokédex states, this temple and this mountain are not only sacred, but give off a special energy that can influence Pokemon. It is also important to note that according to the Generation 4 games, Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum, this mountain is where Sinnoh is believed to have begun, as well as where Dialga, Palkia, and Giratina were created by Arceus, who then rested at the peak known as Spear Pillar, likely what the temple featured in Hisui will later become. This mountain would certainly be a spiritual and magical place in this region. It is then no surprise that this energy coming from the mountain would affect one of the starter Pokemon. If a Pokemon was to be given the ability to purify souls by flames, it should not be a shock that a Pokemon that can instantly combust anything it touches is the one to be influenced in this way. Not to mention the lack of other fire types in Sinnoh, but maybe Hisui remedies this. If you will entertain me for a bit, I would also like to reference the Emerald Pokédex entry for Typhlosion, which states, Typhlosion obscures itself behind a shimmering heat haze that it creates using its intensely hot flames. This shows that this Pokemon has always had an affinity for hiding and remaining at a distance from others, which is likely heightened at this era in time in which people and Pokemon have not yet bonded like they have in the present day. Its tendency to hide itself behind haze and flames mixed with the magical energy pouring from Mount Coronet is exactly why this Pokemon would become a ghost type, purifying the lost souls of Hisui with its signature move, Infernal Parade, letting loose a burning myriad of fireballs at any Pokemon that dares to come near. Like I said, everybody, this is just a fun theory video to kick off the release weekend of a new Pokemon game and region. I hope everyone enjoys Hisui as much as I will. Let me know what starter you're going to go with in the comments, and if you liked the content, don't forget to subscribe. I greatly appreciate it. If you enjoyed the content and want to see more, then check out episode 1 of my new series where I cover the Pokemon movies in under 10 minutes. I will see you guys next time when the adventure continues.